All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Johnny on the track back here with another video. And today we are doing our annual, I think this is the third time that the four of us have got on to do our annual Daytona 500 preview show. This is just a preview show. We're not going to talk any bets. We will talk dark horses, winners, all that jazz. But the betting show, as you guys know, will be Tuesday night. That's when I'll throw out my bets for the Daytona 500 as we get prepped for the Great American Race. And even some better news, the four of us will be taking our talents down to Daytona. We'll be there Saturday for the ARCA race in the afternoon. We'll check out the Xfinity race, I think, which is like sort of a night race. I believe that starts at 5. And then we've got, of course, we'll be there for Sunday. We all got plane tickets, and these guys are driving home Monday. So this shit better not get rained out because we got one chance at it. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Send us some good juju in the comments. Give us something. Come on. But anyway, here we are. The four of us are back here with the Motor Minister. I've got Tyler, Vanilla Wafers. Ty, you got to come on, man. You got to help me out there. You got to label that. And then, of course, NASCAR opinion. We're excited. So before I'll let you guys do your preps and whatnot and plugs when we go through the topics, but let's start with the open cars. Speed week's coming up for what's left of Speed Week, honestly. But we're gonna have the duels and then qualifying, or actually other way around, qualifying and then the duels. So we've got 5 open cars right now in roll. We've got Kaz Grala driving the number 36 for Front Row Motorsports. We've got David Reagan, a 2-time Super Speedway winner in the Cup Series, driving the number 60 for RFK. We've got Anthony Alfredo, Fast Pasta, in the 62 for Beard Motorsports. We've got the 84 for Legacy Motor Club, now a Toyota team with Jimmy Johnson. Also a co-owner. Jimmy Johnson is of that team. And, of course, the final number 78, BJ McLeod and Live Fast Motorsports. So, look, I mentioned those 5 cars right there. There's possibility that we'll get a 6th prior to Wednesday, which I believe is the deadline. New York Racing, possibly Greg Biffle. Who knows? But of those 5, to me, it seems like there's an obvious odd man out, if you will. Will, I'll start with you. Sometimes this stuff can get a little crazy, especially with the duels, but how do you see this? I mean, I think there's an obvious choice in that group.
Yeah, I think BJ McLeod probably makes the most sense to miss the race. Just equipment, and I'm gonna be honest, maybe even driver wise. I mean, just BJ's an okay guy, but just these other guys he's competing against have definitely had some big moments. I think the more interesting question, because I think all of us will probably pick the 78, is who would be the next guy you think would be the favorite to get knocked out?
Yeah.
And I think of that list, probably Anthony Alfredo. I think the 62 car is good, but if you look at the other ones, Jimmy Johnson, not only 7-time champion, but also everybody's hoping they're going to be fast with Toyotas. He's got 2 teammates to work with him. David Reagan, I mean, RFK it's got to be a huge team to watch this weekend. And then Kaz Grala in the 36 Front Row's always done a pretty good job at plate races. I always feel a little better about Ford at plate races. Maybe that's just stuck in my mind from years past. So McLeod should be the one who goes home, but if we're going to make it interesting, pick a backup, I'll go Alfredo.
Sounds good. I agree. I think BJ is the obvious choice to get the odd man out there. And look, to BJ's credit, he's also going to be running in the Xfinity race with BJ McLeod Motorsports. So hopefully he gets in there, and then when he misses the 500, look, he's done plenty of them. So we'll root for him on Saturday. That's all. Armani, I'll pass it to you. Anything different?
I agree with Will. It probably is going to be BJ McLeod. You probably have to pick Anthony Alfredo as the second one. I mean, he pretty much explained it. I mean, the 78 car, it's never really been that fast. BJ is, in my opinion, by far the weakest driver out of all the drivers in that list. So if you had to pick one, it's got to be the 78.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree. But I already said that. Ty, anything anything different from you? I know you're a Live Fast Motorsports guy. You and I have done that experience. We met BJ, great guy. We're gonna root for you on Saturday, BJ. But look, on Sunday, we want to see the big names, my friend. What do you got, Ty?
So I was looking at the dictionary today and I decided to look up the definition bum. And what I found here was a
Bum,
very interesting
B-U-M.
name, BUM.
Okay.
And I looked and I was like, what the heck? There's 7 X's right here. I guess the X's stand for championships. Jimmie Johnson's not going to make the 500. Bum. Telling you, no, I'm just kidding. no. I mean, BJ McLeod, like that 78 car. Yeah, we keep talking about how Fords are fast, but there's something missing with that car as far as speed goes with the restrictor plates. Like he can stay out of trouble. I'll give him credit for that. Excuse me. And Anthony Alfredo, huge fan of Anthony Alfredo. I talk to him every single time I'm at the racetrack. But Beard Motorsports is in that position where last year they missed the 500, so they're kind of in a desperation mode to make it into this one because that's a really big income source for a team like that. And like you guys said, Kaz Gralla in the 36, I would say maybe he's the third option to miss it, but that 36 car has been fast. The 60 car of David Reagan. I have a feeling that one's going to be really fast. And Jimmie Johnson, even though it says it in the dictionary, I don't see him missing it. He'll maybe use a championship provisional. Of course, those don't exist anymore, but I don't see Jimmie Johnson missing it.
I know we touch on this, I feel like every year, but I mean, if there's 41 cars, just let them all race. Like we used to throw 43 out there. Like really, what I don't really get why we can't do that. The one maybe caveat I'll throw out is the fact that BJ, the last couple of years with Live Fast, has been a full-time entry. They'll be running on a part-time basis. So maybe more, how do I say this? But, um, they're not throwing out money throughout the whole season. So maybe they can put more funding in these one-off races. And maybe that could allow them to have a faster race car, more money, more resources for one big race. But he's also run an Xfinity Series team, so I don't know. It's just something to throw out there. But like I said, I mean, when you've got 41, maybe 42 cars, just throw them all out there. Like, come on, it's the Daytona 500. I get
Every
it,
time.
Armani. I get it. Like, then there, you still need to have the meeting right behind qualifying and the duels. I get that aspect, but the duels, I mean, there used to be 50 plus cars showing up. So the duels in that sort of sense really meant something. Now they just don't, but we'll move past it.
Every
So
time this gets brought up, they always ask Bob Pockers, and Bob Pockers has the same thing. It's all about the money. They have a structured money send out for everybody. You can't add extra cars. It's gonna divide it up. It's like, all right, whatever, dude. We want to see more cars than possible. And also, I think this is gonna be the first time ever. I know there was one year where the entry list was exactly the full amount. But I think this is the first time where only one duel matters.
yeah,
Not both of them, just one, because I don't think New York Racing is going to be showing up. I really don't. They're that team. They're like that cockroach. It's been gone forever, and then all of a sudden it pops back up again. You have no idea what they're going to do. Another lawsuit comes in, and then they disappear for another couple of years. I think Greg Biffle or JJ Yeley would take it over. But anyways, what I'm hoping is with the duels is they put all the people who have to qualify in the same duel.
yes.
Because imagine being one of those lucky bastards. Like, let's say BJ McLeod is the second slowest, but gets to go into the first one where no one gets eliminated. Well, that's a gimme. I don't think they're going to do that. But
I would agree. Again, I don't really know how the process works, but meaning like how they assign who's in what duel. But yeah, hopefully the duel is going to mean something more than just starting position at the end of it. But anyway, so we'll go past that and let's move to dark horse picks. I think quite frankly, anybody can win the Daytona 500. Will, I know you've tweeted out and it's gained some traction the fact that the last 3 winners have really been not no names, but interesting. Stenhouse, Cindric, and of course, Michael McDowell when he won. So a rookie and 2 kind of guys that are not, playoff perennial championship guys. So dark horses absolutely have a chance to win this thing. Armani, I'll start with you. Dark horse name, maybe a dark horse team. Who are you looking at this weekend that can spoil the party?
I'm looking at the 43. I'm looking at Eric Jones for a
Oh,
couple
Eric
reasons.
Jones, Guns N' Roses.
For a couple reasons. Number one, I think Toyota's going to take a little bit of time to get used to the new car, but at intermediate tracks, super speedways, I think with how the car is designed, it's going to be better for drafting. And with the addition of Jimmy Johnson as a third car, if he makes it, I think it will be very beneficial. And of course, on top of the fact that they're now a Toyota team, they have access to JGR and 2311 as teammates. And Eric Jones has always been a good super speedway racer. He won his first race in the Cup Series at Daytona.
I like the pick. Of course, I'm wearing the Eric Jones Guns N' Roses tee, so I'm happy about that pick, and I think it's a good one as well. Tyler, what about you?
I'm gonna go really dark, like super dark.
Nope.
Dark is in a disturbing video kind of dark. I am gonna be going with a driver from Spire Motorsports. I'm gonna be saying the dark horse number 71 of Zane Smith. That's how much of a pick I'm going to go with. And here's the reason why. Zane Smith was really good down in the truck series when it came to restrictor plate races. He did really good in the number 36 car when he ran for them. I have a feeling that Spire Motorsports has something really good put together here. That car is also affiliated with Trackhouse Racing. There's a lot of good things going in that direction for that number 71 car. And if we're excuse me, if we're going to be going for somebody who, let's say, is a real long shot but still has a lot of talent. And we've seen the last few years where there's been a driver who's kind of been the oddball out to win the race. I think seeing someone like the number 71 as Zane Smith in victory lane, it's not that far fetched. It's a long shot, but it is doable.
I don't, well, how do I put this?
You hate it.
I'm going to say that I don't trust his teammates. Carson Hocevar, I feel like everybody's going to let that guy out to dry. No offense to Carson. I think he's talented, but I think there's kind of a perceived perception of him in the garage right now. Stay away from that guy and race him hard. And then Corey LaJoie, as good as he's been on super speedways, I feel like he's going solo. I feel like he wants to win this thing himself. I don't really think if it comes down to things at the end, I don't think he's going to be helping a rookie Zane Smith win his first cup race when he's been grinding, and been so close so many times at these super speedways. So look, I do think they'll be pretty good because Spire is usually pretty good at, oh, did I freeze?
You did freeze, but we can hear you just fine.
All right, good. You can hear me. But yeah, look, I just don't trust the teammates, plain and simple. Yeah, that's a tough face.
The face Johnny makes when I pick Zane Smith.
You guys can still hear me though?
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah. All right, good.
Will, who's your dark horse pick?
Yeah, let's hear it, Will.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't thought a ton about it, but I'm going to kind of go Tyler level, kind of darkness here of somebody that would really kind of stun the field. I don't know why my gut keeps telling me to pick Ford drivers, but let's go Justin Haley. He's in the 51 for Rick Ware Racing. They had a decent little start. I think they may potentially have some speed. I think this could be a play where he kind of just stays quiet all day long, conserves his stuff. He doesn't really have a reason to be running up near the front. If it is what we've seen the last couple of years where just mayhem unfolds and somebody that's kind of a no-name goes there. Another guy that's kind of floated my mind is maybe like a Ryan Preece, Stuart Haas. I'm curious where they float at, but I'll go crazy and say Justin Haley maybe stuns the field on Sunday.
Rick Ware Racing, baby.
You drank before we went on air.
All right, well, technical difficulties signed us out, but we're back, and now we're going to talk about some busts for this weekend, and I think there's quite a bit. I mean, it's a super speedway, but look at a guy like Kyle Larson, championship driver, who continues to just not perform well when it comes down to it at Daytona. So big names. Who is somebody that you think is going to be a bust this weekend?
Damn it,
why we're laughing here
because when you fell off the map, I was like, I think I'm going to use my bust as Kyle Larson because people just need to get that through their head. And here you come in, he's like, all right, let's talk about bust. Kyle Larson. I'm like, well, now I got to come up with something new.
No, that's fine, Tyler. I'll let you start. So Kyle Larson seems to be your thought there.
No, I'm going to be going with Martin Truex Jr. And the reason here's the thing. Martin Truex Jr. typically does really good in the 500. He's able to lead laps here and there, but the man has not been able to execute a finish. I mean, Kyle Larson's an easy one. You know, he hardly gets any top fives, top 10. So if you see him near the highest end when it comes to Vegas bets or anything like that, I don't know why. It makes no sense at all. Martin Truex Jr. is another one of those drivers. He's hunting for his first Daytona 500 win. He was so close back in 2016, but for the most part, he usually gets caught up in messes here and there. Ford has been the stronger one. And if anyone in the Toyota camp is going to win it, you're probably going to be looking at someone more like Denny Hamlin, maybe Christopher Bell, or you're going to have someone over there at Legacy Motor Club or 2311. There's like 5 different drivers I put ahead of Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good pick. You know, you still look back to 2016 and think about that was probably Truex's best chance. Especially who knows, this might be his last 500 too. So something else to think about. Armani, I'll let you go. You're the Larson fan of the group here. Who are you thinking here?
I'll go with Larson's teammate. I'll go with Alex Bowman. Couple reasons. One, he'll always qualify up front. I think he's won the pole like the last 5-6 years in a row, some crazy number like that. But usually has struggles finishing the races. And on top of that, we still don't know how he's going to be, you know, with the back injury. And he's had a couple more months to, you know, really try to heal that up, but it's still a mystery as to, is this going to be the true, like, is Alex Bowman going to be 100%? Too many unknowns, so I'm going to go with the 48.
Okay. We'll kick it over now to the biggest Alex Bowman fan I know.
Yeah.
Will.
Well, the only problem with Armani's take is I don't think anybody was picking the 48 to win anyways. But I'm gonna go all of 2311. I think really, if you look at Tyler Reddick is not very super well known as being a plate guy. Since last year, I think at Daytona, he finished like 27th and 39th, not very good. I think Bubba has the better shot of the two, but Bubba has kind of cooled off in the last couple of years. If you kind of look at things, he'll get up front. He may lead some laps, but I think Bubba, he usually gets caught up really late trying to make a lot of moves, and it's kind of too little too late, or he'll make the move and then he gets funneled back. I think last year he finished, I think his last few finishes, I wrote them down, were like 12th, 20th, 7th, and 11th. You know, I think Bubba has a shot for sure. I don't necessarily think he's if you put money on him, I don't think it's the worst bet in the field. I do think there are worse bets like a Kyle Larson or something like that. But be careful and don't put everything on him, because Bubba just is he didn't have quite the momentum he had 3 years ago. 3 years ago, he was almost untouchable at plate tracks. He would finish in top 3, top 5 every time. Pump the brakes just a little bit before going all in.
No, I mean, I think I echo a lot of what you said, right? I expect Bubba to be up front, to lead some laps, to look good at, you know, several portions of the race. But it just seems like when it comes down to it at the very end, when you see a guy like Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, they're composed, they're cool, they're calm, they're collected. They find a way to just get it done. Even Brad Keselowski, I know, like, he hasn't had the success in the last couple of years, but he's always finding a way to be there at the end when it counts. And Bubba just seems to lack that composure when it all, you know, when it comes down to it at the end there. So I like the pick. And like I said, I expect Bubba to have a good race, but I don't think the finish will reflect how he races throughout most of the stages. So I like those picks. It's time to make our picks for the Great American Race. Now, we did not talk about these. So to be honest, I think Will and I might be on the same page in some sense. We shall see, but we have not talked about these picks. We're all just going to pick one driver. If you watch the Tuesday betting show, I might give a little bit more than just one. But we're going to pick one driver each. So I will let Will start, and I want to see where his head's at.
Well, me and you, I'm curious why you think this, because me and you have not discussed this at all. One, I just want to set the platform for this. Obviously, you know, we're going to all 4 be there next week. We're all cheering for our favorite drivers. My main thing I want to see next Sunday, though, is I want someone meaningful to win the 500. And what I mean by that is, we talked about the last 3 years, Stenhouse, Cindric, McDowell. That's great, right? But it doesn't really do anything for the sport. I don't even remember that it's already been like 3 years since McDowell won or whenever, or Cindric winning. You don't even remember Cindric's a Daytona 500 winner. I really hope we see someone like Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, someone like that, maybe even a Chase Elliott in sense of just the sport would be, the fans would be happy. Bubba Wallace from just a national standpoint. Now, there'd be a lot of bad media there, but media is media. I just want to see that. But my pick, and I do think this driver does sort of fit in this category for what it would mean to him.
Wow.
But I think it may finally be time for Brad Keselowski to win the Daytona 500.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, look, I'm gonna wrap myself out here. That's not my pick, but you will hear about Brad Keselowski on the Tuesday betting show for
He's gonna
sure.
pick like 8 different winners. That's
No.
Didn't he do that last year?
Plate
Didn't he do
racing,
that last year?
He picks 12 for plate races.
No. No, my big bet last year was Kyle Busch, and he almost friggin' won that thing. I almost shit my pants watching that. And he lost, of course. But anyway, I like the pick. I think you're right. I think it's time for Brad to get it done. And what bigger way? He has not won. This is a crazy stat that I was looking up. He hasn't won since, I believe it's either April 26th or April 20th of 2021 was the last time Brad Keselowski won a race. It feels like forever ago. I was still in freaking college at the time, and I haven't been in college in quite some time. So when you like put it into perspective of what the heck you were doing in 2021, that's the last time that Brad Keselowski won a race. It's insane. And that was just a super speedway. Like he hasn't won anywhere else since 2020 pre-COVID. So that I love that pick, and I'm rooting for that because Brad to me is one of the guys as he's aged. I've started to like him a lot more. I did not like Brad Keselowski when he was young, and that's a lot of us, I feel like. But as he's matured and now he's taken on team ownership, I like Brad a lot. So that'd be awesome. Armani, your pick, my friend.
So I like what Will said, and it kind of goes with my pick. Kind of two things he said. Number one, a meaningful winner. I think this might be one of the most meaningful winners for the pick that I got. And number two, sticking in the Ford camp. Because until they get beaten, and I mean like actually like outpaced, not just like a lucky winner like Stenhouse, I'm gonna stick with the Ford camp. And this probably would be one of the most meaningful winners out there. And something we haven't seen, I believe, since the 2000 season. I'm picking the defending champ, Ryan Blaney, to win the Daytona 500. I think he's been a really good plate racer. He usually stays out of trouble. He's usually there at the end. So I think Ryan Blaney gets it done.
Yeah, I like the pick. I feel like Blaney right now, his confidence is at an all-time high. You could see like just the interviews he's doing, his spirit right now is
Netflix superstar Ryan Blaney wins the Daytona 500.
I love it. I love it. I think Will would just jump for joy with that.
Oh yeah, he loves
that
it.
Narrative.
Now, listen, I mean, the Blaney pick's a good pick. My hot take in that is I don't think Blaney's a needle mover if he wins the 500, but that's a whole other topic.
Fair enough. I think that's a fair point.
Oh yeah, you have bigger needle movers like than Blaney, but Blaney, him being the defending champion,
it'd be a good win though for sure.
I think the Netflix series and him being the defending champion will move the needle enough.
No, I like to pick. Tyler, you're up, my friend.
Man, I don't know. Can you skip me?
I can. Do you want me to go first?
No. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Man, there's so many good options here. My fear with the Ford and Toyota camp is new manufacturers tend to not do, or not new manufacturers. Let me rephrase that. When they do a new design on a car, they usually struggle. Now, when they all do it together, it doesn't make a difference. But you got Ford changing their setup. You got Toyota changing their setup. So I feel like it's going to be a Chevrolet car that's going to do really good in the 500. That's the way I'm thinking right now. I could be horribly wrong. There could be the Fords and Toyotas may have just found something. Now I could go with William Byron, do the easy, but here's the thing about William Byron is he'll either be running up top or he's going to get rock bottom by Dwayne The Rock Johnson and finish 40th. There's no in between for this man. So I don't like, I'm not the biggest fan of this driver, but it would be really good for the sport. If you're not a fan of him, totally get it. I'm going to pick Kyle Busch.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to say Kyle Busch would be the best option to go with just for the simple fact, Chevrolets on paper, the way everything looks without looking at practice and everything should be the strongest cars. the way Richard Childress does with the Daytona 500 is always super impressive. He was super close. Kyle Busch winning it would be really good overall because you're just seeing a driver who's been in the sport since 2004 in the Cup Series be able to get the victory and his first Daytona 500 win. I feel like everything all around, if I'm there, I'm not going to be the happiest guy in the world, but I'm going to have so much respect to see Kyle Busch in victory lane. So I'll pick Kyle Busch, but in all reality, I am going for William Byron, but I know that's not a good pick.
Hold on. Would this also be Kyle Busch's 20th Daytona 500?
20 years of trying.
20 years of trying.
Oh, my goodness.
Frustration.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. We shall see.
Pretty sure it is.
No, I'm sure it is. So we shall see if that happens. That happens, man. Either NASCAR's scripted or NASCAR's pretty creepy with its stuff.
Hey, if it's scripted, what happens is Kyle wins, and then as he's doing the winning burnout, the 8s peel off, and there's a 3. That's what happens.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in the car the whole time. It's like, oh my God.
And then Taylor Swift jumps from the grandstands.
Oh my God.
Okay, no, that's ridiculous.
That's
what are you talking about? We were having a good time, and then you threw that ridiculous prediction in there. Oh my gosh.
All right, I'm up. I love that pick, and you actually might have just influenced me to put some money on Kyle Busch. I did it last year though, and lost it, and it was heartbreaking. So I don't know if I'm ready to do that again. But Will, for you, my friend, who's the top dog right now at Hendrick Motorsports? Is it Kyle Larson? Oh my God! How about William Byron? I feel like those two, 1 and 2, those are
Alex
the guys.
Bowman.
Alex Bowman.
It's true.
Well, what is he going to look like? I mean, he wins races, but there's one guy that I feel like everybody's forgetting about, a former champion, a guy that, my goodness, I mean, everybody feels like he just sucks now. And that is the 9 of Chase Elliott will win the Daytona 500.
Oh.
And I think, look, I have so much confidence in Chase. I think this is going to be a resurgence year for the 9 and Chase Elliott. I'm excited to see it happen. I know it's going to happen. And I think it starts right off in Daytona. Will, you're going to be up off your seat, roaring. The crowd's going to be roaring. I'm going to be roaring. I'm going to be throwing dollar bills on the track, on the 9 car. Chase Elliott, the resurgence year is coming. Folks, don't forget about him. I know he had a rough year, but let's not forget about Chase Elliott. He's my pick to win this thing. I've got a big bet on him. He's my biggest bet. So let's roll with a superstar. It's crazy because we all name guys that are, I would say, superstars, right? Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, and Will, who did you pick again? You picked some sort of a superstar.
Brad Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski, 4 of the biggest names in the sport, both past and present, quite frankly. So look, it kind of goes against what we've been saying, 3 kind of dark horse underdog guys the last 3 years. But I just feel like for the sport, we need this to happen. We need a big name to win this thing. And I think the good luck charm of myself, Will, the Chase Elliott fan, Tyler, the TikTok superstar, and then
I'm not no TikTok superstar, but thank you.
and the lead voice announcer of Florida Memorial Women's Volleyball.
Yeah. The motor minister. I think a big name's going to win it. I love it. I'm excited. So there you have it. There are our picks, our dark horses. We went through busts. We went through it all here today. So I think this was a good show. I'm excited to see what Saturday brings with ARC and Xfinity. And then, of course, the big one on Sunday. Guys, I'm going to let you go around and do your plugs. Armani, if we could avoid any sort of college athletics, that would be great. But hey, I mean, if you want to plug it, you certainly can. So Will, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I've got I've got Elliott next to me. Hopefully Chase Elliott, maybe that'll be a good omen. Elliott, cheer for Chase Elliott. But anyways, so you can find me at NASCAR_opinion, but really in reality, my other social gigs are Cherokee Speedway, no longer Livonia Speedway, but still support them. The Carolina Sprint Tour, and Brianna Lawson, who is a female sprint car driver up in the Carolina. So if you follow them, you're helping me out. So just go follow there.
Love that. Armani, what do you got for us?
You can follow me at Motor Minister. Haven't uploaded anything on YouTube in a while. Trying to think. It's been a while trying to do a little bit of a rebranding. So hopefully I'll have something soon. In the meantime, if you want to support me, FMU Athletics, there because I run their social media, athletic writer, broadcaster, you name it.
Hey, I'm rooting for you. You're doing a good job, man. But I think this plug that ain't gonna get you anything in that realm. But keep doing your thing. I'm rooting for you. You're doing a good job. Tyler, what do you got for us?
Yeah, you can find me at Cherokee Speedway in Florida
Yep.
Athletics, man. They're great areas. I'm doing a lot of great work over there. The
Hey, mine's at least
league
racing
and
related.
softball team have been doing absolutely incredible. In all reality, though, you can check me out on YouTube. Everyone says TikTok, but YouTube has been getting a lot of growth, and anyone who's a part of that subscriber growth, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna try to post another video before we go to the 500. In fact, probably after the end of this episode, I'm gonna get straight back into that. Continuing the series for the moments in NASCAR where time is froze. It's been a lot of fun making that series, and you guys really enjoyed it. So yeah, go check me out there. Just vanilla wafers, and you'll find me. Trust me.
I do. I trust you. And of course, I'm Johnny on the track at JOTT_podcast on Twitter or X, whatever you're calling that platform these days. Like I said, Tuesday, we've got the betting show coming out. If you want to start betting with us in this channel, Johnny on the track on Action Network as well, you can follow all my bets for what we're doing for the 500. And of course, please do not be shy. We're going to be in Daytona. Shoot us a DM, whatever. Put in the comments if you want to come say hi to us. Yeah, we can't wait. We want to meet the fans. I don't know if we have any. I know Tyler does. The rest of us, we'll see. But definitely come say hi.
Pretty much. If you want to meet Tyler in Daytona, you just have 3 other people that get to watch you meet Tyler.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, you get to meet Tyler, and then we're just the 3 that can hold the camera.
With Tyler. We'll
Yeah.
be
We're just the 3 that'll hold the camera for you while you ask for a picture.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's
Tyler.
You just have to get a hold of.
This is what we have to do. Tyler at least needs to put us in a TikTok in Daytona.
Yeah,
Look,
no, for sure.
We're the bodyguards. We're just the bodyguards.
There we go.
We are. Yeah.
You have to be our sugar daddy in Daytona.
Yeah.
Look, from what I hear, and I know the guy well, he's kind of an ass. So it's tough to get a hold of him. So I think you're going to have to contact us if you want to get a hold of him. When you
Okay, that was the most true statement I've heard in this entire episode. That was the most true right there.
But no, seriously, leave us a comment, shoot us a DM on Twitter or something, and we'll definitely be sure to link up, and hopefully we'll see Chase Elliott win that thing on Sunday. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Leave a comment. Give this video a like. Goes a long way for the channel. If you're a first-time viewer, listener, whatever you're doing, subscribe for the channel for more content. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.